everybody needs to implement AI in some sort of way in their business. Otherwise, they're pretty much going to be left behind. When it comes to AI, it's all about training your AI. No AI is going to be like super perfect right out of the box.
It's not just plug in AI and make it work. It's plug it in, train it, teach it. Just like any other work. It's like they're literally an employee. The only thing is that the employee doesn't go to sleep. So one thing that I think people don't realize is that this is a filtering structure as well.
That conversation widget on the site paired up with AI is at least a 20 to 30% increase in conversions.
All right, finally, we are starting to see some progress with things that we're doing in actual real-time cool things. Kip, thank you for jumping in my universe.
Pleasure.
Super excited. Let's talk about the fun things that we're doing to help people make more profit and more revenue, make their lives easier, have them less painful experiences. Like all the experiences that we have for our clients, it's typically like they're jumping around, wanting to find something to solve their problem, and now we come up with ideas, and we've got a really good one here. So let's go, without further ado, I want you to take the stage here, show what's going on. I mean, this is fantastic what we're doing with this particular client.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, one of the things that is very popular right now is AI, right? Everybody needs to implement AI in some sort of way in their business. Otherwise, they're pretty much going to be left behind. And one of the most popular things to add to your business is to have an AI assistant, especially for, whenever you're overwhelmed with work and you have, incoming leads, obviously from, marketing, from organic or whatever the case may be. You just don't have the time to reply to everybody as they come in, or somebody might be reaching out to you after hours, when you're not available, but you still want to make sure that you capture that business. And so that's why having an AI assistant that can reply to all of those people and can actually get them booked for whatever service you're offering is I think, something super important that every business should have.
Hey, hello, listener or watcher. Let me take 1 second of your time to spotlight our amazing sponsor, High Level. Before we dive back into this interview, if you haven't heard, High Level is an amazing tool. It's the ultimate tool for sales and marketing. It's a powerhouse for businesses, especially agency owners and businesses and other types of, let's just call them special entrepreneurs like you, who are trying to make a solution for their clients or their existing customers. It's packed with everything you could possibly need to capture, nurture, and close leads for your clients. And here's the kicker. It doesn't cost any super duper amount of money. You can bring unlimited amounts of clients. One small, couple $100 low flat rate, and you have a whole suite of tools to sell to customers. CRM, funnel builder, website, email creators, course creations, marketing automation, centralized hub for all of your communications between SMS, email, Instagram, and Facebook, and GMB, everything all in one place. That's not all. You get the social media posting, you get the reputation management, analytics tracking, and more. It couldn't get better. It's all white label. So you can take your brand and build your own software company for a couple $100 a month. This is how I built a massive company myself. I started with High Level. 5 years of running a business with this put me into the multi-million-dollar category, along with getting on the Inc. 5000 list. So here's the deal. I'll give you a free hour of coaching. This is a limited opportunity. If you want to sign up for a 30-day trial of using High Level for your business, for your agency, for whatever you want to use it for, a 30-day trial, and I will give you an hour of coaching, again, for a limited time. So all the things that we also bring with us with training and courseware and all the things that we'll give to you automatically along with an hour of my time, it can't get any better. Go to coffee.com/signup30 and you can get your free trial of High Level. The link is below, and I hope to see you on the other side. Now it's back to your review.
And the key here, and what we're going to show you, is we're understanding what clients are thinking, which is, but they're not going to know who we are. And how could an AI do it? They wouldn't. All the questions that come up as soon as we start talking about AI, and then all of a sudden it becomes very relevant when we show them, go ahead. Try
Right,
it.
and again, like, it's when it comes to AI, it's all about training your AI, right? Almost no AI is gonna be like super perfect right out of the box. It does take some training for the bot. Now, of course, what we normally like to do is we like to gather as much information about our client, their goals, and their business, right, and their processes. And so we like to take all of that information and actually just feed it into the AI so that the AI can learn about our client's business, their processes, what they do, what they need done, and what they need this bot to do for them. And so the bot obviously starts off with a lot of knowledge on the business. It starts off with a lot of information already.
Right.
However, as you and I both know, even after that, like when you put it out to the real world, no matter what, you're going to have some people who reply in ways that are super unexpected, right? And that's why we always provide this nifty, beautiful emulator that you're looking at, so that whenever we give it to our clients, they can actually emulate conversations that they would normally have. Questions that they get asked on a daily, things that they, messages that they've seen that are kind of like crazy and out there out of the box, that you normally wouldn't expect people to ask. That's what we have here, this emulator where people can actually start a conversation with the bot and then have the bot start to reply. And this is all before it goes live, right? We want to make sure that we have this dialed in as perfectly as we possibly can. Right? And one of the cool things about this right here, this emulator here, is that whenever we're having a conversation with this AI, we have this little response icon here, right? And as you can see, when we click on this little response icon, we're actually able to come in here and edit this reply, right? So for example, if we're like, what, I don't want you to start off by asking me for the email address, I wanted to say something else, right? Something like, how can I help today, right? And so now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to hit save. And now by doing this, we have actually updated the bot's training, and the bot's actually learning from these saved conversations, which is pretty awesome, pretty cool, I think.
Right, and when you talk about real-time engagement, and by the way, people, voice is there as well. We're not going to get into voice today, but the theory is that AI should be able to detect some level of engagement that needs to also be brought to the attention of like somebody who's within the team, right?
Absolutely.
So there's multiple layers here of different types of strategies around, the level and thresholds where AI does really well, and where AI can then identify, hey, this needs to go to another, scenario. And those scenarios could be sales, customer support. Like there could be various things where the AI could detect it. And what we're trying to do is also think through, hey, all the things that happen on a daily basis that, let's say, just need general routing, and to make sure that human quality is still there. That's why you see delays in the text and typing, because it's going to appear as if it's a human typing back, and that's the key, right? Is also not to be so like dramatic about the responses, because we know part of ChatGPT or any of the, let's just call them AI capable platforms, they can also overwhelm people to some degree. So you have to be careful about what you're doing. And that's why, it's not just plug in AI and make it work. It's plug it in, train it, teach it, just like any other work. It's like they're literally an employee. The only thing is the employee doesn't go to sleep.
That's right. Yeah, that's the only difference. They can have 100 conversations at the same time. But yeah, basically you're right, man. They need to be trained just like an employee. They need to know, okay, if a customer says, hey, I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to, I want to have somebody give me a call, right? Like the bot needs to know, okay, if somebody from the sales team needs to call this person, somebody from the customer service team needs to call this person, and then route all of that information to the right team member, notify them, and let them know, hey, we have somebody that needs to have a call. But yeah, all that stuff needs to be something that we train the bot to do.
So you want to show us some example strategy here? I mean, maybe talk about what we're doing with this customer and how it's set up and the run that we're doing, so that, because this is a very particular structure that we're working on.
Yeah, actually, I don't have the customer's personal bot pulled up. This is actually one that I have like on a demo here.
Right, but I mean, just talk about what we're doing with this customer.
Yeah, absolutely. So this customer is actually very popular online and has multiple sources of leads, like from all of the social media platforms and things like that. And so we needed to create a bot that was able to intake all of those leads, know where these leads are coming from, and actually collect the right information from the lead, depending on, for example, what service they were interested in, right? So like this particular client is in the weight loss industry, and they offer multiple types of services, like, you know, semaglutide, peptides, hormone therapy, and all of these things. And the bot needed to be able to know what service the lead was interested in, what platform they were coming in from, and route them appropriately, and actually, you know, guide the lead towards a booking on the proper calendar, right? Because this client has multiple calendar per service, and the AI bot needed to recognize where the lead was coming from, what service it was interested in, answer all the questions that they might have, and actually guide them towards booking that appointment.
Hey, hold up for a second. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I want to talk to you about one quick thing. I'm creating a $100,000 a month business, a lean business, attracting my dream clients and generating steady income, leads, and converting them with ease. Now, I've done this for the last 14 years. I've literally built multi-million-dollar business. I've got on the Inc. 5000 list, and I'm going to share all the details with you, all the juicy details, so you can scale your passion, your business, and spend more time with the people that you love, and the more time you can spend with the things you like to do, just like I like to do. So click below. You can join my group by going to the link that's listed below, or just go to coffee.com/follow and follow my journey and learn about what we're doing. There's a lot of exciting things in our community. Please come and join us. Back to the show.
Yeah, and I think what we've understood, and they're really interested in furthering the discussion with that client to refine if they're even a validated candidate for the service, right? So there are some specific questions to even engage with the client so that they're not routing garbage, which is the one thing that I think people don't realize, is that this is a filtering structure as well.
That's right. Yeah, because obviously, I mean, this guy has like 100 leads coming in a day. And obviously, you know, to be able to try to respond to all of these people and try to filter all of these people with a real human would be, you know, needless to say, a huge undertaking. And that's where this bot is super, super helpful, because obviously it's going to ask all the right questions. It's going to gather all the right information. And of course, we've given it parameters to say, okay, if these answers are this way, then they're qualified and we need to route them to the right person. If they don't meet this criteria, then, you know, politely let them know that, you know, route them to the right person, to the right place. You know what I mean? Because even sometimes people who are not qualified for the service now, they might be ready to, you know, later on down the road. That doesn't mean that we want to just completely disengage, right? And another cool thing about this is that, like, you know, these bots can actually do the follow-up for you a month down the road without you really having to do anything, which is pretty cool.
And I think that's the unique thing about also categorizing what humans don't do, is humans don't remember. So if you tell someone who's supposed to do something, they may do it a percentage of the time. And so the bot will ask specific questions that relate to the different categories that may also get beyond the first inception of things that, you know, you would normally ask during a call. It will also interrogate that person should you want to get like a deeper understanding of where you want to put them in the longer term strategy. And that for us has been like a turning point to understand that those conversations and those keywords and those responses now get basically baked into that customer profile, so that let's say 3 months from now, and that customer now gets back engaged, you could re-trigger a set of sequences based off of that Q&A that happened up front, and that you could go back and then reset a set of sequences to re-engage that customer based off of those conversations that were asked in the first place, which if a normal chat on the website doesn't engage that person because they're busy and they're just responding, you know, part of this whole problem that we're running into with, I think, the general response rate of most small businesses is that everyone will say they do what they say they're supposed to do, right? And what we actually find out is that it's very limited based off of not just humans, but the time frames and the capabilities to have multiple conversations going in multiple channels. You can't underestimate the fact that when we start talking about a bigger display of lots of conversations in multiple channels, those combinations of sequences that happen in those channels, when they're aligned and let's just say amalgamated into one thread, you know, across, let's say, SMS, email, Facebook message, web chat. I mean, there's literally like 7 different conversations that could happen in a platform. Now, amalgamating them, having one bot have a single content conversation across those channels, now becomes really interesting because responding becomes multi-channel. And what we've also found out, and this is a unique thing for this business, right, with semaglutide and stuff like that, is that we've also initiated discussions that may start with one channel and end up across the other channel, where the client now gets back engaged in a different channel, but with the same conversation.
It happens all the time. Absolutely.
Yeah. And because they may be picking up on something they see, right, in something where it re-engages them, but they're not in the original channel. So it's kind of fascinating that the bot could go back and have that original conversation in a different channel, right? And, and I don't think from a human being standpoint, it's very difficult to cross-channel aggregate responses, and because it's just not, it's like physically difficult. And what are you going to have, like a phone in one hand and then, you know, a tablet in the other, responding on different platforms? It doesn't work that way. But if you've aggregated it into research, of course we're using different technologies in the background that make that happen. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely correct, and I mean that's why I think AI is so valuable right now. I mean, because you're able to, you know, start a conversation on text message, end on email, or start on, you know, Facebook message or Instagram DM, and then move that conversation over to a text message, or even when you pair this up with the voice AI, it becomes super powerful, right? Because now you have the text AI send out a message, and then you know, when they reply, you can have the voice AI reach out and actually have a conversation with these people. You know what I mean? And then to be able to collect that information. For example, collect that information over a text conversation, save that information, and then, you know, maybe down the road, if this person wasn't ready, send out an email, right? Based on the information that was collected. Like, we know, okay, this person was actually interested in hormone therapy, so now let's send him a custom email just for this person based on the conversation we had a month ago, which is super, super amazing. And again, it can do this nonstop with no sleep. Right, which is amazing for a business owner when you're looking at it from a business point of view. If you had to pay a person to do this, you would need a team. Yeah. Right. And
we have had that, right? We've had teams that have done this. Both of us. We've had call centers, and now the question becomes for all of us, and this is for both business owners, digital agencies like us, or I guess we could call ourselves a consultancy at this point. Both you and I have sort of transitioned out of that world, but now we help sort of build this stuff for other folks and other independents. The question is, you know, when we hit the voice level where we expect it to be by the end of this year, and I think, you know, we're already sort of getting close to that, is replacement strategy, like going in and doing real true replacement. yeah, you know, I watched the other day, and this physically sort of correlates to this. We saw Elon Musk showing his robots serving drinks, right, and having conversations with people, and you kind of get the concept. Like this is something that we may find for a lot of business owners who are maybe watching this, or maybe you, the listener, is considering this. You may find that this is going to happen without your ability to even know. There may be transitions where, you know, things are going to happen. So,
I mean, you know, a lot of the times, obviously, you know, especially with the voice, it's still getting like better. But you know, especially for somebody like us, we would still know, like, okay, this is an AI that I'm talking to, right? But like for everyday people, honestly, I've had them have conversations with the bot where they totally think that they're talking to a real person, you know.
Yep.
Especially after training, giving them so much training, they sound like they work at the business, you know. And so people actually have full conversations with these bots, thinking that they're actually real people behind those messages.
Yeah. Well, the next stage of this will be very interesting as we get closer to fully transmissional automation, and I'm excited to work on other projects. So this is one project that we'll expose a little bit more of this once we get the couple of bots that we're installing into full production and up to full speed, with the client actually on with us to do a real live demonstration. But we figured we'd get this out there to let people know that we are building extensively, not complicated, but really well thought out response strategy. I guess derivatives to this might be that we are able to take, as we said, cross-channel conversations and then augment them by getting them into production. But to me, I think what really makes sense is for a customer that is like questioning whether or not this works, you have to actually think about the fact that even on your website, just think about this. If you just have something on it interacting with your customer, your chances of having at least that engagement result in revenue for you go up, because a non-engaged product website, it's just you're going to lose people because there's not anything to commit a conversation, an article, even if it's the basic thing. And I think a lot of people don't realize this, but there is going to be a tremendous move to try and actually help the customer faster through the process without using a human.
This is easily, you know, having that conversation widget on the site paired up with AI is at least a 20 to 30% increase in conversions. Easily, hands down. I've seen it multiple times. We've installed this across many clients, and it never fails. That means if you have at least 100 people going to your site a month, it's going to capture between 20 to 30 people. Yep.
And those leads, you know, would have gone elsewhere, or even worse, they would have now had a negative opinion of the site. Great. So, Kip, we'll catch up in a little bit. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and we'll come back and do some more technology discussions when you have another example of the wonderful work you're doing. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. See you, Mr. Matt.